Great to see you. Love seeing, we got quite a few names in here. Hey, Travis. Bob.
Hello.
Yeah, I love it. So wonderful to see you all. There's Gabby.
Hi,
See
guys.
Gabby. All right. We are totally just wasting some time while folks get logged in here, and then we will get started. I love that, Ashley. If folks are open to it, drop in where you're joining us from in the chat box. We'd love to know. And you have the chat box. This
I
is such
do,
a
I do.
fancy
I
setup.
know we're side by
I
side
know.
screens. We're being really
I
dodgy.
know, this is wonderful. So welcome, welcome. I know we're going to have some folks who are continuing to join in and hop in with us here. This is an interesting experience for us,
Oh,
right? So we often do these together,
yes.
but normally you're at your home, I'm at my home or some other location, but we get to do it together here at our Sacramento, California RedRover headquarters. So
Excellent.
it's awesome.
A lot less barking dog.
A lot less barking dog will be joining us. If you all have ever joined us for any one of our talks, there's always been a barking dog, but not today. There will be no barking dogs
I don't know
today.
if I'm sad about that or happy about it.
I know, I
Kind
know.
of nice.
Yeah. I'm super excited to also have a couple of our teammates who are here in the room with us. You won't get to see them, but super excited to have teammates in the physical room with us and then also some teammates virtually with us. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah. So I think today we're going to do a little bit more of an informal 25 by
Okay.
2025 call. We know that probably some folks are joining us for the first time for a
Oh,
25 by 2025 call. So we'll do like really brief introductions. We'll do like a really brief overview of 25 by 2025. And then really we're just going to kind of talk about where the campaign ended and where we go from here. So that's kind of the rough outline for our time today. So
love it.
sound good? At any point, we are big fans of folks shouting questions out. You can also drop questions into the chat box. We're going to be keeping an eye on things here. We'll definitely, pause at the end and just, give some time for those questions. But certainly, if questions come up, feel free to drop them in as we go.
Awesome.
All right. You
Let's do
wanna
it.
you wanna introduce yourself first? Yeah.
Why not? I'm Bryn Donnelly from Greater Good Charities, and I kind of oversee the team that helps with all the construction, design, and kind of the human animal bond stuff.
Yep, yep. And then I'm Katie Campbell from Red Rover, and so work here with multiple members of the team who do coaching and training, and we'll talk more about that, and then do our grant stuff as well. So yeah,
Love it.
love it. Um, we're two different organizations. We are a collaborative team via Don't Forget the Pets, which does play into the 25 by 2025 work. And so just really excited again to have you sitting
I
here
am.
next to me
It's kind of
to
fun.
do this final call.
Love being in Sacramento.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fun city.
It's not snowy right now. So that's nice. We have both left the snow on the East Coast and enjoying the sunshine. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about 25 by 2025. Do you feel good giving an overview of that campaign?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. I mean, 25 by 25, from my perspective at least,
Hmm.
was really all about raising awareness. We say it all the time if you've ever joined us for one of our Don't Forget the Pets trainings or our coachings. For us, it's all about shouting it from the rooftops. We need people to know all about this, both people who are in the field, people who have sadly been survivors of domestic violence,
Sure.
and also just everybody in your community who could support you and all of
Yep.
that. So,
Yep.
we went at this with a let's raise that awareness. So amazing
Yeah.
toolkits for shouting it out yourselves on
Yep.
your private socials. Just really giving you a tool base to be able to talk about this incredibly important work of housing people and pets together.
Yep. And the ultimate goal was exactly as it says in the campaign name. It was to get 25% of domestic violence shelters to be pet friendly by the end of 2025. It officially launched in 2022. I can easily say I am very shocked that we are already in 2026. And so, the campaign has officially wrapped up. We're going to tell you where we ended, but the campaign is officially wrapped up, and so this is just part of our conversation to communicate to you all, where we ended, and again, like what our plans are going to be moving forward with this. And I will just echo that idea of raising awareness. I come from the human services world. Bryn comes from animal services and construction world. And we both know and absolutely get that this kind of work can be hard for human services organizations. And it can be a little bit scary, which is why we created the Don't Forget the Pets Collaborative Project, which is, I think, a really key part of this campaign and our continued work, and really just walking that journey with organizations, whether they be human services organizations, animal services organizations, but providing that free training and coaching and support to help organizations along the way.
Yeah, I know, on behalf of all contractors out there, I apologize for how complicated sometimes construction can be, and I know, having started my own program, as you have, program creation is also a labor of love. So we super appreciate everybody that does walk that path and that journey to do this. And we're just here to kind of be a little bit of a support, help you out a little bit, a safety net, if you will.
Yep, absolutely. And so we did want to give you a couple of highlights from the Don't Forget the Pets project, because, we do really think that it's been a critical part of this movement moving forward. The glasses are going to go on now. I'm very sorry.
Yes. Change is happening for me.
We have notes in front of us. So all time.
Yeah.
So since we launched the Don't Forget the Pets project in, I believe, 2019. So it was end of 2019 was our first Don't Forget the Pets workshop. We have trained, so in our workshops, virtual and in person, we have trained 1,576 people through this work. So super cool. Total DFTP, I'm going to let you read that number in a moment. So total Don't Forget the Pets trained folks. So this is guest presentations, workshops, all the different things that we do here. We've held 76 of those events.
Amazing. And 3,184 people?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And actually, it should be 77 because we just did a workshop yesterday. Yeah. And so add one to that. We just did a workshop in Sacramento, which is why we are here together. So 77 workshops, and add roughly, I'm going to say 50 people to that number. So super, super exciting. And our online workshop, why don't you talk about our online workshop? Because that's a little bit of a newer piece.
Yeah. One of the things that when we first started doing our in-person workshops, we were always like, oh, wait, what do you mean everybody didn't show up?
Yeah.
But it's because life happens. The world of human services is incredibly busy and needs to be very, very flexible. We get that. And so we were like, oh, so sad. But we wanted to be able to give something to the people who maybe couldn't sit with us and enjoy it in person. And so we did an online course. Gabby is here with us. We should probably introduce our other team members that are on here at some point.
Yes, we will.
But Gabby and Danielle are here, and they are really the heart and soul behind creating the online go at your own pace version of what Katie and I offer when we come to your communities. And so that is just such a cool thing because it kind of marries together the in-person information with the ability to go at your own pace, go back and look at it. So it's kind of like our workshop and the handbook all morphed into one cool, very easy to digest tool. And I think for busy people, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yep, very cool. And then Gabby and Danielle, get ready. You can just audibly introduce yourselves if you wish. So we have the training. We have the online training, go at your own pace. And then we also have the free coaching, which I think is super, super cool. So we've received 162 applications so far. We are currently coaching, and I say we. I really mean, I know.
Danielle and Gabby.
Danielle and Gabby, who are about to introduce themselves to you. We're currently coaching 29 organizations. So
bless you guys for pulling that off and keeping it organized.
That magic is really the two of you. So Danielle and Gabby, why don't you just pop on and just say hi to the folks? Because if they want coaching, they're going to be working with you.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, everyone. Yeah, my name is Danielle. I'm the Community Engagement Manager for RedRover and sort of one half of our Don't Forget the Pets coaching program. So between Gabby and I, we just provide that one-on-one support for organizations that are interested in pursuing a pet-friendly model, but need a little bit of extra help along the
So
way.
I can't hear her. I don't know if others are not able to hear it.
Oh, I hear.
Yeah,
Oh,
we hear Danielle.
interesting. Is anybody else
Maybe
having?
it's me. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So sorry. Yeah, no, we definitely heard Danielle. Gabby, why don't you give it a try?
Yeah, can you hear me, Bob?
Nope.
Oh, he's
Not-
gone. All right. Well, hi everyone. My name's Gabby. I manage Greater Good Charities Human Service Shelter Renovation. So I'm part of our construction services team. And like Danielle said, I am the other half of the Don't Forget the Pets team, along with my colleague Sabrina. And we do a lot of the design and construction work that goes along with our Don't Forget the Pets coaching. And then we also have a hand in our renovations that we do. So yeah, so if you guys are interested in any of our services or joining our coaching program, you'll be working with Danielle and I a lot. And we'd love for you to join us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And how much does it cost again?
Oh, yeah.
It's free. It's
Yeah.
totally free. So definitely please reach out to us if you're interested. You can always just email us if you have questions about it, if you're not ready to join the program yet. But it's really laid back and we can help you at any point of the process. So highly recommend.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
I
thank
highly recommend. That's awesome.
Thank you for shouting it out. But yeah, I mean, like Katie said, Danielle and Gabby do all of the heavy lifting on it, and they really will help you at any step of the way, like they
Absolutely.
said. So
Yeah.
don't be shy.
Yep.
Sign up.
Yep.
Come hunt them down and get them.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you both. That was unplanned. Appreciate you doing that on the spot for us. You know Bryna and I well enough that we're going to do it to you. So
Thanks for
I
being.
feel like it's not really on the spot anymore.
It should be anticipated.
It should. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm also super excited. I don't know if you see who popped into the
I see
room.
Sarah. Is
I
that where you
know.
were heading? I was
Yeah.
gonna write that down. If you
Hey,
didn't.
Sarah. We see you, Sarah. So this is wonderful. I'm so glad that you're here with us. Because this 25 by 2025 and the creation of the website, the Don't Forget the Pets website, and a lot of that initial work would not be possible without the support of PetSmart Charities. And we've had the privilege of working
Yeah.
with Sarah through this process. And so it's super, super exciting to see you here. We're going to talk some more stuff. I am putting you on the spot now, Sarah. If you just want to hop on and like say anything or just say hi to the folks.
Thanks, Katie. You're putting everybody on the spot today.
I
Look at
am.
you.
I am. I'm sorry.
No, no worries. Thank you. Well, it's been a very exciting journey for us too. You gave us way too much credit for something that we were very grateful and happy to be able to support and to be here and see where you're at now. Super excited to see where you ended up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
hi to everybody else.
I know. And I'm really am just delaying the announcement, right? Like I'm just I'm holding on to it until the very end. We will get there, I promise. But no, really, really great to see you, Sarah. Speaking of support, so we've talked about DFTP, but part of 25 by 2025 was also grant funding, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got some numbers from the RedRover side that I'll share. So 2025 year in review. So last year, because of again generous support from PetSmart Charities, we were able to provide 5 grants for a total of $225,000 and some change. So that was 2025. All told, since the beginning of this, we have provided 19 grants for just over $807,000 so far. We actually have a little bit more that we're going to be giving away early this year as well. So that is what the PetSmart charity support has meant for us on the granting side of things. Bren, do you want to chat about Greater Good? I know
Yeah.
you're looking up the notes right now.
I'm looking up Gabby's notes because,
Yeah.
of course, what would we do without Gabby?
Yeah.
But yes, PetSmart Charities over the course of these last few years has been remarkably, remarkably helpful. to the tune of putting about $250,000 a year into helping shelters. And that shelter support came in a couple of different ways. It came in straight up through renovations. It came in through small cash grants for smaller projects, and being able to get product into the hands of people who needed support for ongoing sustenance.
Yeah.
So very cool. We could not have done it without you,
Yeah.
over more than just the last year. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, PetSmart Charities, for sure.
Yep. Very cool. Okay, so maybe without further ado, shall we start talking about our percentage, where we
jumping
ended
in?
up?
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
do it, man.
All right, so I'm gonna look back at my notes real quick, just to make sure I don't misspeak. All right, so I'm gonna say percentages always start somewhere, right? Like they kind of always start at 0 at some point, like,
Yeah.
right? So, all right, so 2012, we estimate we were at about 3% of domestic violence shelters being pet friendly. And then when we officially launched in 2022 with 25 by 2025, we were at roughly like 16%, we'll say. And we finished up at the end of 2025 at, he's digging,
Drum roll.
I know, drum roll, here we go,
Huh?
just over 20%. Right. So, obviously a little short of 25%. We'll just call out that elephant in the room. But I would say it was a pretty ambitious goal, to get to 25% by the end of 2025.
Yeah.
But
And you know how I like to think about it?
Yeah.
20%?
Yeah.
1/5 of
Yeah.
the shelters in our country
are pet friendly.
are pet friendly now.
Yeah,
And so
pretty
when you
awesome.
think about it in that 1 out of 5 scenario,
Yeah.
I couldn't be happier. I mean, obviously there's tons of room to go from here. I would love 100%.
Yeah.
But that'll continue to be my life ambition.
Yeah. Yeah. And, and I will just call out, just to make sure folks know, that doesn't include, like, that is just pet-friendly domestic violence shelters. So people and pets staying at the same location. So that percentage does not include all of the other types of pet housing programs. So we generally refer to those as off-site housing programs. So it may be that a animal is going to be staying at a animal shelter or animal rescue, which is amazing, especially thinking about some of our larger animals. I'm looking at special folks in the room who are providing support to pet parents who have cows and horses and goats and chickens and other animals that may not really thrive on site at a human
in-room kind of critter.
Yeah, not the in-room kind of critter. And so just know that 20% is pet-friendly domestic violence shelters. But I think part of this movement is also that there are many, many other options across the country as well, outside of just on-site housing. So I just want to say, like, kudos to everybody who has been a part of this journey with us. It's absolutely not just RedRover and Greater Good Charities. It is the folks at PetSmart Charities. It is the support of Purina and the Purple Leash Project. And it is all of you from organizations across the country and individuals who have wanted to step into this and move it forward, whether it be doing it at your organization or just helping us shout it from the rooftops. 25 by 2025 was always about building a community.
Absolutely. And we're still going. I mean, just because a cool campaign to allow us to shout out cool numbers is over, this is no way. This is just still the beginning for us. So.
Campaign is done. We are in 2026. However, the work goes on. So that is a short way of us saying, I'll talk about RedRover perspective. You can talk about Greater Good Charities. Absolutely nothing is changing on RedRover's side. So we are still giving out safe housing grant money. I'm excited to say that we have officially expanded to provide safe housing grants to homeless shelters as well. So those shelters serving people experiencing homelessness. We are still doing all of our training, all of our conferences. We'll talk about DFTP in a minute, but all of our stuff at RedRover is not changing. I can't think, I'm looking at my teammates in the room. I can't think of one thing that is actually being changed or taken away. Now that the campaign is done, they're confirming for me. I like it. Greater Good.
Good to have
What is it?
support.
I know. What does it look like on your side?
Yeah, for us, same. We are not going to change a thing. We will still be providing both actual boots on the ground construction services. We will still be providing small cash grants. We will still be providing product. Gabby does a lot now. She's making these really cool DV kits to help resupply shelters that are taking in people with pets and being able to give them kind of a care package when they leave. And so Gabby's really running with that. So we're super excited. And then of course, coaching services that we do together. There's that to me, when we go back to the beginning and we talk about how hard it was to get shelters to undertake new programming, we learned immediately that we had to do something to offer a support network. And so to us, that coaching piece, because we can't be everywhere. We can't, sadly, we don't have enough money to fund every single shelter in the country in, 1 year. So that coaching is such a vital piece of what we do. And
Absolutely.
I'm excited that it's not changing.
Yeah. And so that's also the short way of saying nothing's changing with Don't Forget the Pets, except we're going to continue to do more. So, there's more guest presentations happening. There's some wonderful guest presentations coming up. I'm sure somebody from the team is going to drop the website in for us, but don't forget thepets.org. Wonderful guest presentations coming up. We're going to be in Minnesota in May. We are likely going to be in Oklahoma.
No date for that yet, though.
No date. Danielle and Gabby are sending us places. Oklahoma, we're going to be in Chicago. We might be in a couple other places this year as well. TBD on that. It will all be on the website. So again, absolutely nothing is changing in the Don't Forget the Pets world, just because the campaign is done. In terms of logistics for the website, 25by2025.org is still there. It is still running. So you can still go there. You can still get information. We will be sunsetting it eventually. And when I say sunset it, I mean that the information is actually going to migrate over to don'tforgetthepets.org. And so information will still be there. If you are on the 25 by 2025 newsletter, you are going to be transitioned to the Don't Forget the Pets newsletter if you are not already there. And we will send the official communication for that to let you know that that migration is happening. But you're still going to be getting, we might be biased, but I'm going to say very high quality content related to this work, to this space. There's wonderful blog articles and videos and just all sorts of wonderful things that get shared out via the DFTP newsletter. So
we love it. I mean, our goal is to not just be sitting here as talking heads, but is to listen to what you're coming across and all the feedback that we get from you all that are in the field doing this every day. It's how we build out that content. It's how we decide what's your greatest pressure points at certain times. And so Danielle and Gabby love getting that feedback from you all to be able to know what are your current situations.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, I think that was all of our official information. So we're going to open the floor up to folks. The chat has been happening. Things have been happening. I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen any questions. Mostly like comments and things and suggestions. Susan says that they are actually taking, they have a farm and they're taking all sorts of animals. I love to hear that. I mean, do we want to let Peg tell her exciting news? Would that be a fun way to kick off?
Do we know if Peg, if you want, you can in a moment. I'm going to pause for a second and let you think about whether or not you want to do that. Vicky, I'll get to you in a second. First, I just want to say, Jan, I see your shirt. I love it. Pets are family.
Woo, woo.
Yeah. There you go. I love it. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
we're still pausing for Peg. Peg, you keep thinking if you want to chat about that.
Oh, she's good.
And then Vicky, I saw your hand up.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that newsletter is wonderful. Hope it continues to, look as good. Could, if there's any improvement, I don't see where, but I want to let you know, we definitely always rebook, you might say, on our website, any event you've got coming up, any opportunity for training on grants, all that. It's a very good newsletter. Please continue it at the level it is.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Vicky. And Danielle, you are speaking right to the person that needs to hear it. And Danielle is going to continue doing that. Love that feedback. Thanks, Vicky. And thanks for sharing the information too.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Peg, it's totally up to you. There's no pressure. I know she did that to you.
I did, but Peg,
Yeah.
I just think, when I think of the long history that we have had with your organization, and, it is the perfect example of perseverance and what it can do. And sometimes you just have to be patient. So if you would just say like a couple things about your
Absolutely. You guys are amazing. And as you know, history has shown I get very emotional when I talk about this. So I came to a workshop 3 summers ago, 3.5 years ago, I guess. And I work at the Maine State Society for the Protection of Animals, which is a horse rescue in Windham, Maine, where it is still, in fact, extremely cold. So I'm jealous that you guys are warm. And kind of with the question like, well, why couldn't we do this with horses? And over the course of the 3 years, Katie and Bryna and Gabby and Danielle, everybody has been unbelievably supportive. And we at first envisioned kind of renovating an existing farm on our farm, but as it turned out, we were in the process of building a brand new 8-stall barn, which we just built. And as those plans came together, we thought, well, why not incorporate this? So we have a special paddock with higher than normal fencing. We're going to be putting up protective screening so that visibility into that paddock is diminished to the public. And at the very beginning of February, we weren't quite ready, but we got the first phone call for the first horse. And he's with us and he's doing great. And his owner left the state. She's safely away and she calls every day. We send her pictures and he's her hard horse. And he's just he's very old. He's totally cool guy. He took it all in stride. He has a best friend now who's also recovering and they hang out together, the old dudes. So anyway, he's with us. And this was our first one, and we hope of many more because we take care of horses, and there's no reason why we can't welcome, why most horse shelters can't welcome horses in this same capacity. So we're thrilled and so grateful for your support all the way along.
We love you. Love you,
Okay.
love you. That was amazing.
I know.
So thank you.
I cried when you shared that story via email, and you got and so yeah.
Oh, I cried. I cried when he arrived. The gal from our partner domestic violence shelter came to make sure, she wanted to have eyes on him as well. And we just stood there bawling like kids. And this whole black horse just got off the trailer and went into his paddock. Like, what's the big deal? So anyway,
why are you all crying?
Right. Why is everyone so emotional? But wow, it was 3.5 years of sort of, how are we going to make this happen? And then it happened. So
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Peg. We super appreciate it.
Yeah. I think I'm going to speak for Bryna a little bit, and you can confirm or deny. We are always so grateful to be on these journeys with you all. It is fun. It is inspiring. It absolutely keeps me going.
Yep.
And so I'm just so grateful that we got to be on this journey with you all. And I will say, sometimes it takes a while, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay, right? Like, we totally get it.
Yeah.
And we're still going to be there being cheerleaders, being supporters, and just doing what we can to pick you up along the way, if you need it. And so Peg, thanks for making me cry again. I appreciate it. I will come up and see you after the snow goes away.
Yes.
I'm going to hold you to that, and I would definitely wait till after the snow goes away.
Yeah.
But July.
I'm so done with snow in the Northeast New York area. So thank you, Peg.
Thank you. It has really been incredible and a partnership, and it's only just begun. I feel like we're like right at the beginning of the journey, and we've got a very long road ahead of us. So I'm very excited.
We're
I
so
love it.
excited for you.
Yep, yep.
Well,
That's amazing. Did we have
I-
any questions?
totally shirking my duties. I'm sorry.
I know. Brent's gonna check out questions. Also, just feel free, unmute yourself. If you would like. Oh, Sam, you are so right. Arizona, wonderful weather in February. That is about the only time I want to come to Arizona. I see Sarah shaking her head too.
Oh, I heard you guys are getting real hot though. You've moved right from spring to middle of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where else could you go scorpion hunting?
It's
Katie?
true.
Oh, it's so
It's
true.
There's
true.
that.
I did go. Sarah took me on a wonderful scorpion hunting. I will have to say it was not actually hunting. It was trying to find them, right? And I'm totally going to out Sarah and myself. We were a little nervous about it. I'm not actually sure we wanted to see any, but we did it anyways. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
have fun. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's better to know though than
Yeah.
to not know.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
there is actually
Okay.
one question.
Yeah.
So, Ashley asked, any new, why am I reading?
I don't know.
Seriously. Any new big projects for 2026 and beyond? Also
Yes.
feels like Toy Story and beyond.
And beyond.
Sorry.
Yes.
Had
To
had
infinity
have
and
my-
beyond.
I had to
Yes.
have my moment.
Yes. Yes. We do have big projects coming up in 2026. Just can't tell you what they are yet.
Oh, snap.
I know.
Okay.
No, Gabby, I think we are going to be partnering on some projects that are coming up, at least one this year.
Yes.
all of our-
Yes.
That our
we
teammates behind us.
Yes, RedRover and Greater Good will be collaborating together on a shelter renovation project in Salt Lake City, Utah, at a
Yeah.
domestic violence shelter.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So in terms of big project, like that's, that's a fun one where we get and do it together.
That's my faves.
Yeah. And then, I think we have another question that just popped in. Put your
Okay.
glasses on. There will be lots of other, of course, projects along the way, like granting projects. So Gabby, I'm sure you all are filling out your calendar like across the board for the rest of 2026, right?
Yes. Yeah. So we have some shelter renovations planned. We actually have one in, now my mind is blinking. We have a homeless shelter renovation in Albuquerque in May. So we'll be creating some pet accommodations there. We have a domestic violence shelter renovation in July, and then we have another one in June. So it'll be a jam-packed summer.
I love it.
But
I love it.
very exciting.
Gabby,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Because there are people on this call scattered all about, and some of them, Sarah, are very close to some of the areas. If you want, I mean, for us, it seems close, Albuquerque to Phoenix. I know that doesn't probably seem close to a daily commute, but it's not too far if you want to come pop over and say hi. But yeah, do we list on our website which of them would be available to come volunteer at?
Yes, so I can drop a link in the chat for our volunteer page. And so if you signed up in our volunteer software, the events will pop up on there for if you're interested in volunteering locally or traveling to volunteer. So yeah.
Awesome.
I love
Okay.
it.
Then there's some other
Yeah, I was
traffic in
gonna,
here.
I'm gonna answer the last one because I think it ties in really nicely to what was just shared.
Yeah.
Suzanne said, are you focusing on any specific regions around the country?
Mhm.
For us, I'm gonna say, no, not really. We want this everywhere. And so we are gonna go where the folks are ready for it.
Absolutely.
Whether that be money, money for us. I'll let you talk about the construction side of things. But no, we don't have any real specific focus
No.
areas, just where folks are ready for it. So yeah.
100% of the shelters
You're
pet
100.
friendly
Yeah.
before I leave this
Yeah.
fabulous path I am on.
It's
So,
not a
yeah.
campaign. It's
It's
not
not a
an
campaign.
official campaign, but
Hashtag life.
our own big vision is 100%.
So, no, we will keep plugging away and chipping away at this all around the country.
Yeah.
And actually, one thing I would say that is kind of an interesting thing for us, and we've dipped our toe into international work. We've did a talk over in Portugal for that, but Gabby gets to go talk to people in Poland
Yeah.
next week. And so I'm not saying we want to go over there and build, But it's nice that that message is getting out. And we also have a friend here who's sitting in the room now as I awkwardly stare, who is here from Australia. And so it's just neat to see that this is bigger than just the US too.
Absolutely.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all are really helping to drive an international conversation. I think about, keeping domestic violence survivors and their pets safe and together. So
Absolutely.
very, very cool stuff.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So
Any other questions?
There is more of a shout out, which I love. So Annette said, "Are there any shelters in the San Francisco Bay Area that are participating and need fosters? I'd be happy to sign up to foster."
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Too.
Yeah. So my answer to you is go check out the Safe Havens map. I'm going to lean on maybe Gabby or Danielle to throw that link in there. So it is a directory of pet housing programs, searchable directory of pet housing programs. You can pop in there, you can search by, I'm going to say city and state. I don't know if they do zip code, but you can search by a location and you will get a listing of pet housing programs. So that may be on site at a domestic violence organization. It may be offsite at an animal facility, and they have also recently introduced their homeless shelter
That's amazing.
programs as well. So wonderful, wonderful resource for you to check out. I think somebody dropped it in.
Yep,
So,
Gabby.
yeah. Thank you, Gabby, for dropping that in. Wonderful resource. So I do not know the direct answer to that question, but we can give you that resource. I will also say another shout out to us being in Sacramento, California. We did just do the workshop yesterday. And while we're going to say we are Bay Area adjacent right now, we are certainly hoping that there will be some projects in our near future.
Yeah, because there were
Fingers
definitely,
crossed.
there was a couple of, at least one group that
Yeah.
came down, 2 people maybe that came down from the Bay Area.
Yep.
So very,
Yep.
very cool.
Yep. Other questions in the chat?
Let me look.
I don't think so. Vicky, I see your hand up.
Hang on. Yes, I just wanted to share the importance of what you guys are doing. And just from an Ohio perspective, we passed between 2014 and 2022 a number of DV related bills, pet protective orders, bestiality, felony cruelty, and a very comprehensive cross reporting bill. That led to actually, we were doing trainings before the bill passed to make sure there weren't opponents for the bill. And sure enough, it was the first animal bill I ever got passed that didn't have opponents. But it included mandatory reporting of veterinarians, social workers, therapists, counselors, police, dog wardens, animal control officers, humane officers. Because of that, it's demanded a lot of training, and I'm still training 8 years later. But I want to point out that we're really diving into the depth where we're seeing the need for safe havens. We're seeing the need for understanding of pet protective orders. In fact, this year I've been asked by the Attorney General's office to train law enforcement with CPTs. They've agreed to open up the training they're doing for the law enforcement officers. And we're including in 8-hour days of training safe haven information, the pet protective orders, ODVN is involved, the Ohio Department of Criminal Justice, everybody's involved in that. The police are, PATA trainers are doing it. But there are so many questions coming up about safe havens now that in particular, when I'm doing these close to home programs where it's at community colleges around the state and I'm calling upon safe havens or domestic violence shelters that I would have before, I'm hearing, well, we're in suspension now because of funding. And it's the smaller places, it's the more rural places. Some of them are bigger, and I'm just, it's like the need is greater than whatever because of the federal funding situation, I think. But is this an Ohio thing or is this across the board?
No, I mean, I would say I think probably everybody is feeling a bit of the uncertainty around federal funding, big, small, rural, urban. It's hard. We were just actually chatting this morning. We see increased interest in doing this programming, while we're also seeing some reduced resources right now. Yeah.
It's hard, you know, it is hard. And I mean, Vicky, Samantha, I'm just going to echo your words because I agree with you. The need for that sort of training is just incredible. And Samantha asked that she would love to see your law enforcement training, but I think that's so important too, just because you know, when you think about what law enforcement agents have to, all the things that they have to learn when they're being trained, you know, it's a lot. And I mean, things slip through the cracks. Priorities are priorities. And so I think just having this kind of continuing education availability for them is incredibly important, and knowing what resources are out there for them in each state.
Yep.
No, and I will, though this could open the door, and they are training in Pennsylvania too. But one interesting thing that got brought up is I was asked to come on board for their companion animal encounter group, which talks about what will the training for the police be with animals in the future. And they only had dangerous dogs, which kind of explains in Ohio, could be other states too, why there was more a fear of animals than thinking about the animals being a sentinel sign of what's going on or that they need help. And they've decided now, because of this training, they're going to include the link, they're going to include bestiality, and they're going to include, there was a recent Supreme Court decision in Ohio that outdoor companion animals came under felony law issues just as much as indoor animals. So I think that's a breakthrough, but I actually saw more like there were more questions, you might say, after the training about what was needed than before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
I think there's always more questions before answers.
I mean, shouldn't that always be the way though, you know?
Yeah. And I will just echo Vicky, amazing work there in Ohio. It's been fun to see the progress that has been happening, even though I know sometimes it can feel like very slow progress and baby steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big undertaking.
Yeah.
You know, shifting that focus.
Yeah.
And then Jan just wanted to shout out
Yeah.
that I refer local elected officials to the Red Rover campaign Animal Inclusion Within DB Sheltering Initiative, especially when canvassing them in election cycles during their outreach to build support and endorsements. My question is, what especially can I point them to material wise or other than the main web pages that I've used in the past? There's a lot. I would say if you go to the DFTP website also, and you kind of follow through basically the path that we walk during our trainings of why is this work so important. I think it kind of brings in that human health component and you know how we need to serve the whole family. It brings into sharp focus, you know, the role of the link, and knowing that if there is one type of abuse going on, there's probably layers of that going on, so that, you know, if you're not in particular, you know, concerned about the animal in this relationship, you know, maybe the link with elder abuse and child abuse and spousal or intimate partner violence is going to be what perks their interest up and gets them involved and passionate about the process. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was also going to say, Jan, you're in Danielle's hometown, which she literally just chatted. And so I think Danielle could also just be, you know, have a conversation with you about it too. I'm also thinking, and Danielle, this would be maybe a question for later. I will touch on that in just a second, because this is a great reminder for me to say this meeting is being recorded, and so we're going to send it back out to everybody as well who registered. And so what I'm going to say right now, be on the lookout, because Danielle, I'm wondering, I think we might have maybe a deep dive on the human animal bond or some recorded content, maybe even a blog on the importance of the human animal bond, especially you know, as it pertains to domestic violence and helping that healing process. So I think there might be some resources on the DFTP website for that as well.
A little more parsed into something that you can pass along to whomever.
Yeah. And Danielle's saying 100%. So
Cool beans.
maybe we can pull that together, Danielle, for our follow-up email. Maybe just kind of noting some resources, some good places to go in this wrap-up email along with the recording.
Love it.
Cool.
Awesome. And thanks for shouting it out, Jan.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. There is a notification that Eric, you've raised your hand. Yep.
Oh, I can't
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Yeah,
Okay,
there we go.
There you
great.
go. Yep.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to mention I'm a pro bono staff attorney in Georgia, and I know we were talking about some legal updates and protections for our clients, and I actually was informed that the TPO go-by forms and pleadings in Georgia were just updated as of today to include the law that allows for pet protection provisions. I was on the committee that worked to advise on that. So those haven't been widely distributed,
Yeah.
but we're making progress because I kept checking back in, say, hey, when are we going to get these? I know we all worked really hard. So I'm excited that's coming, and I'm Georgia born and raised, but sometimes we can be a little bit behind on some of the rules and regulations. So I'm glad that we're making progress in that regard.
Eric,
Oh,
congratulations. That is
super
awesome.
exciting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing for sure. That's amazing. And there is no such thing as behind. We're all behind in our own little ways. And Georgia, we have done so many projects in Georgia.
Yeah.
So I would say of concentrated regions that we've done a lot of work. We've done a
Yeah.
bunch in Georgia. So I think you guys are just top notch. But
Yeah.
I'm glad now that you have amazing
Yeah.
extra protections.
Yeah. I would say we're never behind as long as we're moving forward.
That's
So
right.
That's true. Well, I was actually gonna send or afterwards try and catch up with Gabby or Danielle because I'm responsible for the counties in west of and south of Atlanta. Atlanta Humane Society is a great resource and they cover throughout the state, but some of my counties, like Polk and Harrelson there on the Alabama line, I worry about the shelters and the clients there because Atlanta Humane's not, I mean, they can't help everybody. It's just like
yeah.
my nonprofit firm. But yeah, I definitely want to keep moving forward with everything.
And
And
we
I
have
appreciate all the work that y'all do.
Oh, thank
Thanks,
you.
Eric. Right
We
back
have
at you.
so many good partners in that state too.
Yeah.
Whether it's, South, we have an amazing partner in Albany.
Yeah.
We've got two other partners, Hartwell, what's the other one? Out way by the shore.
Liberty? Oh, Glen Community.
Glen.
Mhm.
And so they have incorporated pet-friendly housing in it. And I know they would love to talk to any of your other shelters that, are looking for information, and just be that supportive network right in your state.
Yep. Yep. For sure.
Absolutely.
Yep. I love that. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, I have new things that I've been ignoring.
I think they're just chats and
Okay.
comments. So
Cool beans.
I will say Bryn's taking a look
Yep.
to see if there are any other questions. I know Danielle, I just saw your email address in the chat. I'm guessing Gabby might have shared yours. If not, would you mind just throwing your email address in there? These two folks are going to be wonderful contacts for you if you want to hear how to reach out to somebody else, one of those partner organizations we just mentioned. If you want to ask a question, just ask, see what resources are available. Those two wonderful folks will happily help you. They can also track us down when needed.
There's that.
They're very good at wrangling the two of us. So
Herding cats, man. Herding
Yeah.
cats.
yes. Yeah.
Maggie did have a comment too.
Yeah.
Reminder, well, that just jumped
Sorry.
on my old eyes. I'm so sorry.
Yep. We're coming back
You
to it,
gotta love
Maggie.
me.
Thank
Gotta
you.
love me. Okay, that is
Nope.
not it. Nope, and I'm getting it. Where did it go?
No.
Did I just like lose my mind?
No.
There it
There
is.
it is.
Wow, it just jumped
Yeah.
far. Okay, reminder. Even if your state protective order law doesn't explicitly include pets, it might have a property provision and or a catch-all provision that could be read to include pets. Maggie, that's especially true because most of our states, the way the laws are written, it's pets are considered property. And so yes, I 100% agree with you that there's always a way you can use that loophole to do the things.
Yep.
Do the magic.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Yeah. One safe place right back at you. Good. Scroll on down.
Scrolling.
Yep.
Andrew, no, and then I'm blocking it. No question for me. Just wanted to say one safe place has been thrilled to partner with you all in supporting DV survivors. Thank you so much, Andrew. We super appreciate you as well.
I'm not quite sure why I had her help with the technology side.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
it. Mistakes have been made.
It's all
Mistakes
right.
been made.
It's all right. Any other final questions or thoughts from folks? I know we're about 10 minutes to our scheduled end time, but just want to pause for a moment and let folks have a
Breathe in the
moment.
space.
Yep. I'm not seeing any hands come up. Or Sarah just came off mute.
I don't have a question. It's more of a comment to both of you. Just, being an outsider to this work and coming into the space has been such a great experience to be able to work with you and partner with you and get to know you, not just the work that you do, but just you as humans and how you show up for this work. I literally could not think of better people to be doing exactly what you're doing. So I hope you are taking a moment to celebrate what you accomplished, even though it didn't get to what I know your goal was. This is such a huge win and such a big accomplishment for the space overall that it really is a moment to take a pause and a break and give yourselves credit for everything you have done. It's very cool.
Why are y'all trying to make me cry? Sarah, thank you.
Welcome.
You and right back at you. It's been fun to work with you on this and just we often say we can do so much more when we work together. And it's been fun.
It has
It's
been fun.
Yeah. So thank
Yeah.
you, Sarah. We will celebrate and just acknowledge the amazing work that the community has done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does
Yeah.
take a community for certain.
I love it.
Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah. Teresa, I see your hand up.
I just wanted to let people know there's an organization called Non-Human Rights Project, because you mentioned that pets are property, and they still are. But this project, it's been around for a while. They're trying to make it so that animals they call it personhood legally. So basically, they won't be property.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's it's a battle. And I think as old laws are refreshed,
Yeah.
I think, it's just when you think of all the silly laws that we
Yeah.
have that are still on the books from like the 1800s, it's really no wonder that we still have this antiquated language. And
Yeah.
so I do appreciate that they are trying
Yeah.
to move that needle.
Yep. Eric said, what was the group called again?
Non-Human Rights Project.
The
Non-human rights.
Non-Human Rights Project.
Awesome. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Jan, I see your hand up.
I just wanted to, I was going to say something about non-human animal rights project. So I'm in an animal law class this semester under my human animal studies program. And so we've been studying the common law and, NHRP and Stephen Wise and just breaking through that wall, right? I'm speaking now globally, not outside of RedRover and the 25 by 2025 campaign. Just that, they are still property status, but right now this module we're working on is actually pet trust. Pet trust have been adopted, and you might say, what the hell does pet trust have to do with anything? But pet trust is I almost wonder if it's going to be a backdoor into personhood status, but there is statute now in all 50 states that recognizes pet trust language at the state statute level. And it's just, yes, it's about being able to set up, directives about what you want for your pets, within a trust. It might not sound like it relates to what we can do, in everyday life. What I'm just trying to say is, I think that wall is getting broken through, right? Because the common law, Anglo-Saxon common law, is so outdated, and common law, and anyway, we just studied this so much recently that it's like top front of mind. But why I raised my hand, and I wanted to just, I'm chiming in with the person who said that the Non-Human Rights Project is an awesome organization. But I raised my hand just because I want to say, Katie, specifically, I remember deploying with you a long time ago in California, Butte County. I've been following RedRover basically almost since the beginning, when it was the old name,
United Animal Nations.
United Animal Nations. And I've been following a long time. I've been a RedRover rescue volunteer on and off for a while. And I'm now in Oregon. I'm not in California anymore. But I just want to thank, I was just so thrilled when you stepped up to lead the organization. So thank you. And I love all the work you do and all the responses, the emergency level responses to all those things. Okay. All it is just more accolades. So I follow you guys. I want to do more. I just, and as we widen to farm animals, my big advocacy these days is farmed animals. And that's my everyday, nose to the grindstone work that I do as advocacy is for farmed animals. But I love when we can widen the circle. So the stuff about horses really, really thrilled me. Okay. And having off-site housing support mechanisms and having those partnerships means the world to me. So I've taken too much time, so I'm going to quiet.
Not at all. That's amazing.
Thank you, Jan. And it's so wonderful to see you again. And that was a long time ago, Jan, that we were in Butte County together.
Yeah.
Let's not actually call. Let's not
Yeah.
actually call out how many years that's been.
Your need to remember how old you are. If nobody else does.
I still want to come on another deployment. I just haven't had any in my area. There hasn't been a. So I'm on the national call list, but they always get fulfilled by other people.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you in the future, I am sure.
I want to somehow, maybe I'll come out for some training in person or something like that.
There you go. I love it. Good to see you, Jan. Thank you. Yeah.
And yes, the purple shirt, this is a conversation starter.
It is.
Oof,
yes.
I wore it today because this meeting. So.
Yeah, especially at the airport. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Any other questions or thoughts? I know we're about 4 minutes left before our scheduled time. I'm gonna pause. Wait the 8, as my teammate Carly says. We're gonna wait the 8.
A lot.
I know.
Because patience. My virtue. That's why I have you in my life.
Vicki, I see your hand up. Vicki may not. If you're talking, we can't hear you. I know Vicki was popping in and out a little bit too, so might be having some technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah, I have. Can you hear me?
Yep,
you got it.
Wanted to share something regarding domestic violence that kind of was a surprise for me to hear today. But the deeper I get into various things, you never know. I was talking to one of the detectives that I work with on presentations, and we were talking about the issue of domestic violence and guns. And he gave me some information I had never heard. But back when Cheston, or what was it? The guy that was in Moses, what was Charleston Heston, when he was NRA, he was fighting with actually Cabela's, who was pulling out of a lot of the NRA, you might say, initiatives in regard to, he felt domestic violence abusers should not have guns. And the NRA went forward, and I guess their position has been, no, everybody should have guns. I was not aware of that.
You have gone beyond my professional knowledge at this point, Vicki. So
well, it was beyond mine. Just sharing one factoid for today.
That's simply, it rolls up to states, obviously, and it is really a state by state issue, but it's also what level domestic violence gets charged at. So, if it's not charged at that level, then the states, very often don't recognize that as a line in the sand for no guns. So you gotta know your state.
Yep.
Advocate for what you want in your state.
For sure.
Yep.
Advocate
for what you want.
Yeah. Thanks, Vicki.
Well, thank you so much for what you guys do. You're wonderful.
Thank you. Super appreciate it. Any last comments, questions? I don't think you haven't seen anything else. I know we're pretty much at time. So I say let's wrap it up, right?
I'm here.
Okay. Again, just thank you so much. We say this a lot, but we think that you all out in the world do all of the hard work. And so we're just really excited to know you and to be a part of this journey with you. You've got all of our contact information, you got all the stuff. And so please don't hesitate to reach out. End message. nothing's really changing. We are still moving forward.
Doing the thing.
Yeah, we're still doing all the things. So thank you so much for supporting the 25 by 2025 campaign.
Absolutely. And thank you for your continued support of all the things we do with Don't Forget the Pets and
Yes.
RedRover and Greater Good Charities.
Yep. Yep. We will see you all in the virtual space with a lovely follow-up email. Thanks to the team for making that happen. And hopefully we will see you all somewhere in the future. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Be safe.
Thank you so much for all your efforts. Love you guys.
Love you
Right
guys
back
too.
at you, Jan. Thank you. Thank you. Sarah, I'll see you later, hopefully sometime soon. Yeah. All right,
Bye,
y'all.
guys.
Bye now.